Hi everyone, welcome to Essex Sport, the Facebook page. My name is Arlene. Great to have a nice 30-minute yoga session for you today. If you want to grab your yoga mat or Pilates mat, make sure your space has nice and clear so you can move your limbs around, and you can grab some water or any cushions or equipment you might like to have to support your body today. It'll be nice and kind of nice wake up for the body. So just do any movements that feel comfortable for you, and we'll start by laying down on the mat. Okay, great. So if you come to lay back and just check in so you feel in alignment in your body, so it feels like your shoulders and your hips, right side and left side, are even, either side of your spine. And you can make little adjustments to your arms and your limbs to feel as comfortable as possible. Good. And you check in, you can have your legs with your knees bent or your legs straight, and sometimes it's nice to have your toes kind of relax outwards and make adjustments to where your arms or your hands would like to be. And just take a moment to come into the room, into your body, and just enjoy the sensations of your breath. So as you inhale, you can notice the air entering, its temperature, movement of your body with your inhalation. And as you exhale, just feel that you can let go and relax into that space behind you. So all the touching points you have with the ground, the back of your head, your arms, your legs, your hips and feet, can relax into the mat with each exhalation. And just notice your breath. Allow it to be without effort. And through our breath, we can come to center our mind, to relax it. So it's natural for thoughts to arise and pull you away from this moment. But just try to come to your breath, to this moment, and through the sensations of your breath, come to be anchored into this moment. And just another round of breath here, relaxing through the back of your neck, your head, those parts where you touch the mat, and your shoulders and your arms and your legs and your feet. Good. And when you're ready, we'll just take a nice full body stretch. So just slowly lengthen your arms overhead, lengthen your toes away. You might do that with flexed feet, and as an option, you can interlace your fingers and lengthen your arms overhead. Good. And one more breath here. Nice long spine. And as you exhale, slowly relax. Bring both knees to your chest, hold your shins, and either stay here, drawing your thighs towards your stomach. You can lift your forehead up towards your knees as an option, or you might like to bring a little movement to this by rocking side to side. So just see what feels nice for you, if you like that kind of stillness or a little bit of movement to wake up your back and your hips. Good. And then from here, if you keep your right knee bent or one knee bent, and place the other foot on the floor, and then turn the knee out to the side that you've kept your foot lifted off the ground. So my right knee's bent, right knee out to the side, right ankle resting on my left thigh. And just stay here for a moment, make adjustments so it feels comfortable and even in your hips. And then you can slowly start to rock side to side here. Just feel where that creates a little bit of release, and find the pacing that feels nice for you. If you want more sensation, you can lift your left foot off the floor and just do that again if that feels comfortable. The same thing, rocking, so you might feel that increase the sensation on the bottom or your outside of your hip. Good. And just relax your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, so your upper body just feels at ease. Good. And then when you're ready, just slowly come back to center, and you can place both feet on the floor with your knees bent. So just take a moment to notice how does the right side of your body feel compared to the left side. Maybe it feels a little bit longer or more relaxed. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So lifting your other foot off the floor. For me, that's my left. Knee out to the side, ankle resting on your thigh. You can make adjustments so you feel in alignment. And then again, that same option to rock. And it can be a really small movement if that feels nice this morning, or you can make that larger with your foot approaching the floor on one side and your knee on the other. And if you want more, you can lift your foot off the floor and just check in. How does that feel? A little rocking side to side as an option. Good. Now when you're ready, we'll come back to stillness. Good. Keep your knees bent and just bring one thigh towards your stomach. And you can either rest the other foot on the floor with your knee bent, or straighten your leg onto the ground. So I've got my right thigh towards my stomach, right knee bent, and left leg straight on the ground. Just see how that feels. If you want more, you can lift your forehead up towards your knee. Just nice and creating a nice little openness there in the front of your left hip space. Good. And then when you're ready, relax down, both knees bent, thighs towards your stomach, and then we'll switch. So So keep your left thigh towards your stomach, or the other one, right foot, an option to have your knee bent or legs straight, and maybe lifting your forehead up towards your knee. And just feel your body relax again to that space behind you, so you can relax the front of your right hip space. Good. And when you're ready, release that leg, take another full body stretch again, either with toes pointed or feet flexed, and maybe you can interlace fingers and relax the palms of your hands away from you as an option. Good, and just feel how that creates a nice long spine, and almost like a little cat stretch when you first wake up in the morning. Good, and then we'll gently bring both knees to chest again, hold shins, another optional rocking little massage. You can even draw circles on the ceiling with your knees, and then either roll to one side or we'll rock up from here and come to all fours on hands and knees. Good, so as you come to all fours on hands and knees, just check in with how you feel. You can have your hands about the width of your shoulders, your knees about the width of your hips. Just feel release or relax through the back of your neck. Good, from here, if you reach your right arm out to the side, or just one arm, and then slowly rotate from your waist, and just come as much into that rotation as feels comfortable. And stay there for a moment, lengthen your fingers away from you. You can even turn your head to look up at your fingers. And just notice how that kind of creates a rotation in your spine, but also opens your chest space. You can feel perhaps a nice release in that space. And it's almost like your breastbone is connected to your fingers. They start to lengthen your fingers away and creating more openness in your chest. Good. Then as you exhale, lower your hand, slide your hand between the opposite wrist and knee. So my right hand's sliding between left wrist and knee. And you can stay here, elevated, or if you'd like, you can start to bend your left elbow and rest the side of your head on your mat. You can use a pillow or block here. If you want more sensation, you can reach your left arm up overhead, or reach your left arm behind you and lower it onto your tailbone. And you can even turn your head to look up towards the ceiling. Just feel how that might create a little release, almost like you're trying to breathe into your shoulder blades here on the side of your neck. Good, nice. And then when you're ready, slowly uncurl back up to all fours on hands and knees. Just notice how that right side of your body feels compared to that. And then do the other side. So we'll start with that rotation towards the ceiling. So left arm up to the side and a half to rotating. You might look up at your fingers. Don't worry about where that rotation arises or the span of it. Just wherever that's comfortable, so there's no tension in your neck. Feel your chest start to open and relax as your fingers lengthen away. Good, and I'll slowly lower those fingers and slide them between your right wrist and knee. Again, just come into that as much as feels comfortable. Would you like to rest your head towards the floor? Maybe reaching your right arm overhead, or placing your hand on your lower back. You can turn your head to look up towards the ceiling if you want to increase the rotation. Just see how that feels for you. Good. And maybe feel your breath inflate between your shoulder blades, even the side of your neck and your jaw. Good. One more breath here. Lovely. And we'll slowly uncurl and come back up to all fours on hands and knees. So we'll do a puppy dog pose next. So if you keep your hips elevated above your knees and just start to walk your hands forward about the width of your shoulders or more, and just stop at any point so you're looking down at the floor and creating a long spine. So at maximum, you can slide your fingers further towards the front of your mat and maybe rest your forehead on the ground, or you can use a block here or a pillow. And just stay there for a few moments. You might increase the space between your hands if that's more comfortable for the shoulders. And just notice how that creates nice length. You can imagine that your tailbone starts to lengthen to that wall behind you. So just creating a nice openness. If that's uncomfortable on your toes or it feels unbalanced, you can even tuck your toes under to see what feels nice. Good. And when you're ready, we'll come out of the posture. So just gently walk your hands back to all fours. Good. Just set up for downward facing dog here. So toes tuck under, bottom to your heels. Imagine your hands are just softening into wet clay. And as you exhale, lift your tailbone up for downward facing dog. And just really breathe into that space behind you. So it feels like you're drawing your hips back to that wall behind you. And you might notice your arms next to your ears. You're welcome to bring movement to this if you like by bending your knees. You can even lift your heels off the floor. If you'd like, you can even explore a little flying dog by lifting one leg up towards the ceiling. And I like to kind of bend my knee and draw my knee towards my navel before straighten my leg again, and then swapping to the other side. But just see what feels nice for you. If it feels a bit intense for this morning, you can come back to child's pose or puppy dog pose. Just to show child's pose, kind of similar to puppy dog pose, so we didn't practice that one today. So just make it your own, downward facing dog or child's pose. And You can even turn your head side to side if you feel any tension in your neck. So just see, where does your body want a bit of openness? You can, if it's comfortable, add a few heel ankle rotations inwards and outwards from your downward facing dog, just kind of waking up the feet. Good. So just make it organic in your own. Lovely. So when you're ready, we'll come to a forward fold. So if you're in child's pose, you come up to all fours, or from your downward facing dog, walk your hands to your feet, or feet to hands, and just stay in a forward folded position that feels comfortable. So you can rest your hands on your legs or towards the floor. If you want more sensation from here, you can bend your elbows and hold onto the opposite forearm and bring your forearms overhead. So it's kind of like dangling. And just turn your head side to side a little bit so you don't feel any engagement in your upper body. Good. And just notice where your feet connect to the ground. It's almost like you're trying to spread your toes wide, so your big toe and your little toe kind of reach outwards, and your heels feel connected to the ground on the inner side and the outside. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll come up to standing, so you can have a little bend in the knees, draw your navel inward, and start to uncurl your spine. Just rising up to standing. Good, really nice. And you can give everything a little shake here. Good. Just easing out your body. Okay, great. So we're going to come to a standing balance next. So you're welcome to come off mat if that creates resistance. So stand with your feet together and think about stacking. Knees above your ankles, hips above your knees, shoulders above your knees, and almost like the top of your head kind of tries to lengthen towards the ceiling. Good. So shift the weight over to one leg. I'll shift the weight over to my left. Bend your other knee. I'm bending my right knee. Good. Just see how that feels. You can place your hands on your hips for support. If you want more, imagine there's a string on your knee and it draws your strings, the knee straight up to the ceiling. And just do that as much as feels comfortable. So if you're more comfortable having it lower with your toes touching the floor and having that close by, just do what feels right. Okay, so stay there if that's comfortable. If you want more, imagine your thigh is like a door opening out. You can start to open your knee out to the side. So that challenges the balance. So there's no pressure to come out, but just see what feels nice. If you're comfortable there, and think about lengthening the top of your head up, so you can feel this upward lift of your spine. You can start to open your arms out to the side, however that feels comfortable, or you can bring your arms up overhead. So just a little balance there. Again, you can do this with your toes closer to the floor, just whatever feels nice. If you do have your arms overhead, you can imagine that you're trying to touch your fingertips to the ceiling. Good. One more breath here. Okay, so if you open your knee out to the side, we'll start to bring it forward, and then lengthen your heel forward, so you have your legs straighten, and then lower your leg and bring your arms down. Good, and you can give everything a little shake. Good, so back to mountain pose. Just notice there might be slight differences right side to left, how you connect with the floor, your lower back, your hip space, and then we'll do the other side when you're ready. So just do the other side at your own pace. So shift the weight over to the other leg. I'm shifting it to my right, bending left knee, maybe hands on hips, optional lift of your knee. Good, just do that at your own pace. Good, and once that feels steady, if you'd like to, you can start to open your knee out to the side. And just at your own pace, explore the options. Where would your arms like to be? And if you do have them overhead, do you like that sense of reaching? And you can flex your left foot, or you can relax your toes. Just see what feels nicer for you. Good. And just feel that sense of connection with the ground, but also with the sky as your fingers lengthen up. Good. So one more breath here if you're comfortable, and come out at any time. But when you're ready to come out, we'll start to bring the knee forward again, then lengthen your heel away from you before lowering your legs. And open your arms out to the side, and again, you give everything a little shake. Okay, lovely. So if you open your legs into a straddle position, and turn your toes out to the side, good. And then from here, just start to bend your alternative knees to the side. Just kind of open up and wake up the hip space, and just see how your knees feel. Do they feel comfortable? And a little wake up for the ankles as well. Good. Okay. So then keep one knee bent. So I'm going to bend my right knee and just see how that feels. Good. And you can start to lean to the side a bit. Good. So just bend your knee as much as feels comfortable, and then start to lean to the side. Notice how that feels along the side body. Good. And then if it's comfortable, you can bring one arm overhead. So I've got my left leg out to the side, my right knee's bent, and I'll bring my left arm overhead. So same leg that's long, you can bring that arm overhead. Just see how that feels. And if you want more intensity, you can bring both arms overhead. And if you want more from there, you can start to lean further down towards your bent knee. Good. So just notice where you'd like to turn your head here, and just feel that breath start to open along the side body. Okay. One more breath here. Lovely. Then reaching up with your fingers, so you're kind of hinging up back to standing. Open your arms out to the side, and just take a moment to notice how the left side of your body feels compared to the right, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Just bending the other knee. Good, so your body starts upright, long spine, and then hinging. So you're bringing kind of the side body towards your bent knee. And then at your own pace, you can start to reach arm overhead. So my palm turns to face down. You can create that nice long line here. If you want more, you can bring both arms overhead, a little bit more intensity. If you want more from there, you can hinge deeper. Good, but maintain that long spine. Just see how that feels for you. Let your breath feel relaxed. So just come into that as much as feels comfortable. Good. One more breath here. Lovely. Then slowly hinging back up at your own pace. Arms open out to the side. Turn both toes to face forward. And just place your hands on your hips. And you can start to lift your spine and breastbone up to the ceiling. Just take a little upper back bend. If you want more from here, you can bring your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. And if you want more from there, lengthen your knuckles towards the floor so you feel that rotation of your shoulders. So just a little lean back, opening your front body. Good. One more breath here. Lovely. And then slowly come back upright. Relax your arms and legs. Step your feet together. You can give everything a little shake. Good. I'm going to come to the ground through a chair pose. So if you stand with your feet about the width of your hip bones here, or the hip sockets. Good. And just think about leading with your tailbone to sit to chair pose. Good. So as you exhale, sit to chair. Arms can be in front of you on your hips or overhead for more intensity. And just come into it as much as feels comfortable. Good. Think about, do your knees feel comfortable? So your knees kind of lengthen over the center of your feet. So if it's more comfortable for your hips, you might turn your toes outwards. Just see what feels right for you. Good. One more breath here. Sit lovely. And when you're ready, start to lean forward so your chest comes parallel to the floor. Again, arms can be out to the side or on your hips or in front of you. Good. One more breath here. Then start to relax your fingertips to the floor. And as an option, you can start to straighten your legs. And imagine that you're lengthening the back of your legs to that space behind you, just very slowly. So no pressure to have your legs all the way straight. And if you want more intensity, again, you can do as we did at the start by bending your elbows, hold on to the opposite forearm, and lengthening the top of your head towards your forearms, bringing your forearms overhead. Good, so just do that as much as feels comfortable. You can turn your head side to side. You might do that with support with your forearms on your thighs. Good. One more breath here, and then when you're ready, just very slowly come down to all fours on your hands and knees. Good, and we'll practice child's pose. So I mentioned that earlier as an option or alternative to downward facing dog. So from all fours, relax your bottom to your heels. Start to relax your upper body down. And if you'd like to, you can walk your hands forward and rest your forehead on the mat. Or you can bend your elbows and rest your forearms there. Or if you'd like to, you can even bring your hands either side of your feet or rest your hands on your lower back near your tailbone. Or as we did earlier when we took a little upper back bend, you can interlace your fingers and start to lengthen your knuckles away from you. And just see how that feels, if that's comfortable. Good, so just however you'd like to practice child's pose or extended child's pose. And just start to relax your touching points on the ground so you can feel your shins relax, your lower back, and your bottom just starts to let gravity take over. So it starts to release. Good, one more breath here. Lovely. And when you're ready, come back up to all fours on hands and knees. And we'll come to lay on our stomach face down. Good. So with your elbows bent, just lay down to rest your forehead on the mat. If it's more comfortable, you can have like a little rolled up towel or folded up towel to rest your forehead on. Good. And then from here, just very slowly bring your legs so they're about the width of your hips. Your knees are pointing down to the floor. Then bend your right knee. If it's more comfortable, you can turn your head to the side. And if you want to, you can start to reach your fingertips back towards your foot and hold onto your ankle. If you want more from there, flex your right foot so you can feel the sole of your foot towards the ceiling. If you want more from there, start to draw your heel towards your bottom. You can even bring your knees towards each other to increase the sensation. So just come into that little thigh release as much as feels comfortable. But notice if it feels like you're kind of lifting up to the ceiling, and can you relax your right thigh into the ground so it softens, and almost like a little massage for your stomach against the ground with your breath. Good. And then we'll relax your foot, relax your leg. Good, and then you can swap. So if you did turn your head to the side, you can swap and turn the other side or keep your head in the neutral center. And then just do that on the other leg when you're ready. So gently bending the left knee. You can reach your hand behind you. Maybe hold on to the top of your foot or your ankle. And just see, how does that feel? Relax your hips. If you want more, again, flexing foot, drawing heel towards your bottom, or bringing your knees towards each other. Good. And let your Let gravity take over so you can relax your thigh into the mat. Good. So another round of breath here. Good, really nice. And then relax, hold of your foot. We'll bring our hands again either side of our face and turn your head into the neutral position, looking down at the mat. We'll rise to Sphinx pose next. So as you inhale, lift your forehead off the mat, lengthen the top of your head forward, and then gaze at the ground and start to lift your chest away from the floor for a Sphinx pose. If that's uncomfortable in your lower back, you might widen the space between your legs. If you want more, you're welcome to start to lengthen up to a cobra by straightening your arms. You can even start to turn your head upwards. If you notice any tension or rise in your neck, you're welcome to do a little head tilt, so you're bringing one ear to the shoulder and then head to neutral and the other side when you're ready. So just do that at your own pace and come down at any time, particularly if you get any lower back tension. Good. And then when you're ready, very slowly relax upper body down. We'll take a nice full body stretch facing down. So reach your arms overhead, lengthen your toes away from you. Breathe into your lower back. Let your hips feel heavy. You can feel that creates length in your spine, your whole body. Good. And then we'll come back to sit up for Sphinx pose again. We'll add a little optional lift this time, so slightly different Sphinx pose. So hands either side of your face, forearms down. Inhale, lift your chest away from the floor. Option to stay here. If you want more, you can hover your arms off the ground. If you want more from there, you can lift your legs off the floor for a little balance. If you want more from there, you can reach your arms towards reach your fingertips towards your legs, and you can even bend your knees and hold onto your ankles and come into upward facing bow. So just come into that as much as feels comfortable for you. Good, so no pressure to come into that deeply. Come down at any time. Again, so whatever option you've taken, just listen to your body, see what feels comfortable for you. We'll just explore that for another breath. In our Sphinx, our Cobra, those little optional lifts, good, or this upward facing bow. Good, lovely. So when you're ready, we'll start to think about coming out of the posture. No rush. Relax hold of your feet if you've got them. Relax your chest to the floor. And we'll take another full body stretch, laying face down. Good, so nice reach of your fingers and toes in opposite directions. Breathe into your lower back. Good. And if you bend your elbows and slowly come up through all fours, and we'll come back to child's pose from all fours. And if you do feel tension in your lower back, you might widen the space between your knees and bring your toes towards each other. Good, and just start to relax your bottom to your heels. Same options. Maybe resting your forearms, any support for your head. See if you'd like to rest your forehead on the ground or in some support, like a cushion or a pillow. And would you like to reach your arms overhead? Or those can even be your arms in a V, in a diagonal, if that's more comfortable for your shoulder space. Or do you like having your arms lower to your feet? Good. Just another few breaths here. Just let go. Relax through the lower back. Relax your bottom, your hips. Lovely. Good. And then when you're ready, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Slowly push yourself up. Good. And we'll come back to all fours on hands and knees. Okay, great. So from here, either stay on all fours. If you want a bit more intensity, you can come up to plank pose. Just notice in both options that your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your navel's engaged. So you have a long spine from tailbone to the top of your head. Good, so either all fours or plank. We'll come to pigeon pose next. So if you bend your right knee, bring your right knee forward, and then rest it onto the floor behind your right wrist. You can either bring your right heel underneath your groin, or you can flex your right toes and start to draw your right toes in the direction of your left wrist, but they don't have to come all the way there. Good, so once you find that position, start to bend your left knee, relax the top of your left foot. If that's uncomfortable, you can rotate from your thighs so your knee turns out to the side, or place some cushions or towels underneath your knee. You can even place support here under your hips. So if you'd like to, just very slowly start to relax your upper body towards the floor. So a nice reclined posture. So you don't have to come into that deeply. Again, if you'd like to, support for your forehead with your fists, blocks, or come to rest your forehead on the ground. Good, so just come into that as much as feels comfortable. Make little adjustments. So hopefully your hips feel kind of comfortable and in alignment. Good, we'll just take a few breaths here and just think about where you inhale, and perhaps you feel the breath along your tailbone start to rise up through your spine to your shoulder blades. When you exhale, notice the points where you touch the ground so you can relax through your hips, your feet, any parts of your lower leg or your knees and your shoulders and your chest. Just soften into the ground, almost like a seed planted into the soil. It just starts to burrow and relax. Good. So one more breath here. And then when you're ready, no rush. we'll start to come out of this posture. Just slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Gently push yourself up. We'll come back to our starting point. Either all fours or your plank pose. Just see which one you prefer. Good. So just setting up shoulders, relaxing, wrists underneath your shoulders, navels engaged. Good. And when you're ready, other leg at your own pace. So you know the options now. So left knee bends, left knee comes onto the floor behind your left wrist, heel underneath your groin, or flex your foot and start to bring your toes in the direction of your right wrist. No pressure to come all the way. And then once that's comfortable, you can relax your right knee down, maybe turn your knee out to the side and relax the top of your foot, or you can place some cushions underneath your knee there. And when it feels right, hips kind of even, facing forward, relaxing forward. Again, sometimes it's nice to push, to pop a little block here underneath your left hip. Good. And just come into that as much as feels comfortable. Again, you can have support for your head, because that support allows your body to feel in alignment. And also, so then you can just target the muscles that would like to release here. So perhaps that's, you can feel that in your hips, your lower, your bottom, maybe your back a little bit. Good. So 2 more breaths here, and just think about letting go, like that seed burrowing into the ground. So let gravity take over, and just softening. Good. Lovely. So no rush to come out, just at your own pace. When you're ready, you can walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. We'll push back up to all fours on hands and knees here. Good. So from all fours, just start to rock forwards and backwards. And you can feel that kind of lengthen your lower back. When you come forward and tuck your tailbone under, if you'd like to, you can make this into a little circling. So rocking forward, and then bring your ribcage over to the side, and then behind you, and then over to the other side. Good. So you can do 2 circles in one direction, and then reverse and do the other. So if you do take a circling option, you can feel how that opens your rib cage, as well as relaxing through your lower back and your shoulders. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll come to sit on our bottom with legs extended in front of you. Good. So just come into that as much as feels comfortable. So you can have your knees bent, shoulders over your hips, and connect through your sitting bones. We're going to come to forward fold. You're welcome to do this with a strap around the soles of your feet. Good. So connect through your sitting bones. If you're not using a strap, inhale, lengthen your fingertips up, and then as you exhale, fold from your hip space, leading with your breastbone. So you keep that lovely long spine, knees up towards the ceiling. You can relax your hands to your legs wherever that's comfortable, and just think about lengthening the top of your head up. Let your legs feel heavy. Good. And you can breathe into your lower back. So just notice how that creates a nice tilting of your hips as you bring your breastbone forward. And again, you can have your knees bent as much as feels comfortable. No pressure to come into that deeply. Good. Just see where, through the stillness, you start to feel a little bit of release at the back of your legs and your lower back, perhaps. So just focus on the breath again. You can experiment with how close you like your chin to your chest as well, to create that length in the back of your neck. Good. Just as much as feels comfortable for you in that posture. Lovely. And then when you're ready, you'll start to come up. So you can reach your fingertips long and away. Slowly hinge back up. Good. And then from here, if you open your arms out to the side and just gently lean back. If you want more from here, you can bend your knees and then start to stay there, or you can lift your bottom away from the floor, or if you want more, you can lift your hips up. And you can even start to lengthen one leg at a time from there, away, as long as that's comfortable, or even start to lengthen both legs and lift your hips up. Good. So a couple options there for that one. Just see what feels comfortable for you. So you could do that with your bottom on the ground if that feels more comfortable with your breastbone lifting up. Good. One more breath here. Look good. You're still in your upward facing plank. You can start to lower your bottom down. Good. And just come to sit in a cross-legged position if that's comfortable. And just bend your elbows and place one elbow on top of the other so your fingertips come to your back. And just breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. If you want more, you can relax your chin to your chest. And if you want more from there, you can start to round your shoulders and lean forward a bit. So just come into that as much as feels comfortable for you. So no pressure to lean forward, but anchor through your sitting bones if you do lean forward, so you can relax. Make adjustments so your ankles, your legs feel comfortable. Just feel that breath start to open through your shoulder blades. Good. And then when you're ready, slowly uncurl. Relax your arms, and we'll come to lay on our backs. Take a nice stretch in any direction that feels comfortable. You You can take a nice full body stretch or out into a V, or maybe do a little happy baby pose. So anything that feels nice for you to kind of ease out your body. Maybe windshield wiper your knees side to side. And we'll just come to rest for a moment on the mat once you feel relaxed. You might place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, or have your arms out to the side, legs straight or knees bent, particularly if you have any lower back issues. Good, and just take this time to come into your moment, into this moment, and feel the flow of your breath. Notice your in-breath, notice your out-breath. Notice the points where you touch the mat, and just let go, relax the muscles of your face, your eyes, your ears, your shoulders. Let your arms feel heavy, so gravity takes over. Relax your forearms, the palms of your hands and fingertips. Feel your lower back soften, your hips, your thighs, your knees relax. Feel gravity take over, so you can relax your calves, your shins, your ankles, the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, your toes, the space between your toes. Just feel there's openness there. And just let go. Almost like a sigh, relaxing your body completely. And you're welcome to stay here longer in this relaxation posture. Just feeling the effects of your practice today on your body. You've created space, or you've created openness. But I'll leave you here now. When you do decide to come out of your relaxation, just do that slowly, with ease. But thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.